Hello to everyone. I would also like to welcome the Facebook viewers to this session. This meeting is being recorded, so if you wish to maintain your privacy, please switch off your videos and keep it off throughout the session. Also, please rename yourselves with your name and age. For example, my name is Abhinav and I am 14 years old. So I would rename myself as Abhinav-14.
Hello everyone, I am Siddharth. I hope by now you must have guessed that today's session is all about photography.
Yes, so do not forget to keep a camera, a mobile phone, or even a tab ready with you.
Yes, cameras and photography are a huge part of our childhood. When I was little, my father used this camera to capture every moment of my life. I started crawling just because of cameras. It happened when my father was filming me and I tried to grab his camera, but my father moved the camera away and I started crawling to grab his camera. This incident gave the impression to my father that I'd become a great photographer. When I became a bit older and started taking photos by myself, the pictures I took were either of the floor or a blurred selfie. Did you come across a time where you wanted to take a picture of something beautiful, but when you took the picture, it did not look right?
You can put your responses in the chat box. I can see a lot of yeses. So that means you have faced similar situations. Oh, I can see a few no's as well. So you might be professionals at photography. But those of you who feel they have to improve their photography skills, do not worry. I'm sure that by the end of this session, you all will be able to take pictures like a pro, right, Siddharth?
Yes, indeed. Hey Abhinav, did your parents also give you a camera to see if you were good at photography?
Yes. My parents were quite excited to teach me how to use a camera. From my childhood, the camera has never failed to make me curious. Over the years, I began to realize that photography has more to it than simply taking a picture. But Siddharth, I believe we really get inspired by our moms.
Then what makes you think so, Abhinav?
We usually take pictures of things that are of interest to us. And to mothers, we children are their subjects of interest. And so they are always behind us and find out whatever mischiefs we have done through their camera eyes, no matter how innocent we pretend to be.
Yes, it is true. I can completely agree with that. And I'm quite sure that most of us has faced similar situations. So, have you all been doing sharing is caring at home?
You can always show a thumbs up or put your answers in the chat. Okay, I can see a few thumbs ups. Well, that's great. So many yeses, a few no's, but that's okay because we are
And for
going to
those
do
of
it
you
now.
and for those of you who don't know, sharing is caring is a self-centering activity where we center ourselves by connecting to our hearts and sharing positive feelings, heart to heart, with other children in the world. Let's now join Harshita, who will share and care the feelings of hope and happiness. So please remain calm with your eyes closed until Harshita finishes the sharing screen.
Hi everyone. Are we ready to share and care together? Let us sit comfortably and close our eyes softly and gently. Let us connect to our hearts and feel the love and warmth within us. Let us now fill up our hearts with the most positive, contagious feelings of hope and happiness. Hope because Starting every day with hope in our hearts adds a spring to our step, a smile on our face, and makes the day a beautiful one. Happiness, because when we share happiness with each other, we make this world a very peaceful and wonderful place. Now, let us imagine that we are all sitting together in a circle of hearts, connected heart to heart. Let us share these beautiful feelings of hope and happiness with each other, heart to heart, from my heart to all of yours. Let us share and care like this for a couple more moments. Whenever you're ready, you may gently open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face.
Thank you, Harshita, for the wonderful share and care. Let us all continue to share hope and happiness to everyone in the world. Now, let us join Reshma for the formal welcome.
Thank you, Abhinav. Good evening. We are delighted to have you all with us today this evening as a part of GIS UAE and Heartfulness MENA Confluence Summer Camp. I would also like to welcome everyone attending this session and our Facebook viewers as well. My name is Reshma. I would like to remind everyone of the disclaimer that this session is being recorded and live streamed on Facebook. If you want to keep your privacy, kindly switch off your cameras. I would also like to ask everyone to rename with your age if you haven't done it yet. Now, on behalf of GIS UAE and Heartfulness MENA Summer Camp, may I take the privilege to extend a hearty welcome to our faculty of today's session, Ms. Chitra Arya, the head of operations at Nikon Kids Photo Club. She began the Nikon Kids Photo Club, which has since grown as an entity. In the 6 years since its inception, it has partnered with various schools to provide workshops and training exercises for the children who show an interest in photography. A dedicated and spirited teacher, Miss Chitra cherishes each moment that marks the beginning of the young ones and their camera. She feels that photography brings focus to children and helps them become more patient as they learn to focus on the little things. Boosting creativity, the club combines technical knowledge with some fun, making it extremely popular among the children. Now, let's join Miss Chitra Arya for the exciting session. Welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, children. Let me go on the gallery view and see all of your faces. Oh my God, I have 228 participants. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Nikon Kids Photo Club. I can see everybody waving their hand. We can all wave your hand to each other. I know it's a virtual meeting. Oh my God, I see a lot of waving. My God. Amazing. So all of you are ready to learn photography? So yeah, yes, I can see all of your faces. Yes, I see a lot of nodding on. That's great. I'm here to teach you what is to take a good picture. And to start with, photography is not only about taking pictures, it is also about caring. It is also about sharing what you care and what you share. You always share your love for your family or for your society or for your environment. And you always show your care by showcasing that photographs of the people that you love. It can be your parents, it can be your grandparents, it can be your pets. I have cats, so all my pictures are of cats. And then I have two naughty children, so I have pictures of my two kids. So that's what I do when I have to share and care. So photography is a very powerful medium, children, when it comes to sharing and caring. And believe me when I say this, one photograph can change the world. You all have the power in changing the world. All the photographers have the power to change the world. So it is a very big responsibility to become a photographer. You know why? Because we are the people who start showing the world that we care, and we will share our thoughts and our care to the world. So here we begin. Give me a second. Let me share my presentation. So let me play it for everyone. So children, if you have any doubts, so I have two wingmen today. It's Urvi and Akshata. So Akshata and Urvi are helping me out in reading the chats if I miss. So you have any doubts, use the chat box. And people who are watching, the students who are watching us through live medium, I hope this is helpful for all of you. Even if you are watching and if you cannot ask me any question, we still can catch up offline. You can always go to the websites and post your comments. So I'm looking forward for a lot of queries, you can say, or questions from young photographers. So Urvi and Akshata will be helping me out. So Akshata and Urvi, are you ready?
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
very much.
perfect. So I have my two photographers ready. So here we begin. Can we cancel the annotate option in the in the presentation?
Ma'am, you'll have to do that.
How do I do that? Give me a second.
Annotate. Okay, let me stop it. Hang on. You can do that,
And,
Chitra.
I'm trying. Okay, so I have to go to annotate and then
Stop
stop.
annotation for all. Yeah.
Disable annotation for
Yes,
everyone.
yes, correct.
All right, now let me clear. Oh my God, I did not know I have Picassos in my class. Picassos, hold that thought. We're gonna go take pictures. We can do scribbling later on. Naughty children, tell me about it. So welcome children. So this is Nikon Kids Photo Club. It's a photography club for children of your age. Here we will teach you what all aspects that you need before you want to take a good picture. Because I'm sure you must have seen pictures that have made an impact on you. Why did that? Why did that make an impact? Because they were done correctly. There were a lot of elements that were working for that picture. So today we'll be learning about low light photography, and then we will work towards the rules of photography. That how do you take a picture and what all rules that are applied in taking a picture. So before we begin, let me come back. All right. Where is my mouse? This is.
Yes.
Can I? How do I close my annotation? So I think it's disturbing me.
There'll be a small close thing on the top.
Yeah, I'm just searching. I think I can't see my mouse.
There's like a
anybody?
cross.
Yeah, can you stop sharing? Anybody who has a host rights, can you just stop sharing my presentation?
Okay.
Facilitators, yes.
Yeah.
All
Done.
right, perfect. Yeah, thank you. So let me start it all over again. That would be better. So hello everyone, my name is Arya Chitra as introduced by my team. So here we begin. Now this is my camera that I use. I use a Nikon Z50. It is really small, it is handy. The best part of the camera is the screen comes out, and I really like it because it's all touch screen. So if you want to try it out, you can always go in the Nikon website and check out the camera. When we talk about photography, children, the most important thing is light. There is nothing without light. In fact, photography itself means light. Photography in Greek language, photog in Greek language means light. So in photography, in fact, we are only doing one thing. We're trying to capture, control, and get good enough light in our picture. When we talk about low light photography, when we're talking about where there is an element of less light in our frame, I will share you the examples, so do not worry. So before we begin about photography, you need to understand that the light is the most important aspect in photography. Moving on. Now he is our Nikon ambassador. I really wanted you to see his pictures that has been taking with the Nikon camera. This is his recent picture from the Africa tour. This is all Nikon camera's picture. He's our brand ambassador of the region. All these pictures are taken by him. They are superb when it comes to light, and it is perfectly in alignment of the rules of photography. And the best part of the cameras are they are weather protected. They are weather sealed, so we can travel with the camera to sandstorm. We can travel to rains, to snowfall, anywhere else. I've traveled with my camera in Holi. I'm sure most of you are from India. If you're not from India, there's a festival where we go really, really crazy with colors, and the cameras have survived. So cameras are very, very protected. So we can always make sure that you can just take them out and don't think twice. Coming back to light. Whenever we talk about light, what do you mean by light? Now, light has two aspects. There is a bright light, and then there is a soft light. What do you mean by bright light? Now, let me show you what you mean by bright light. Let me stop sharing. Give me a second. And now let me come in the gallery view. So now all of you can see this. So now what do you mean by bright light? See, this is bright light. This is harsh light. All right. If I want to take a picture like this, I don't look nice. It's bad. What do I do to make this light soft? I have a very simple thing. Tissue paper. I'm sure you have toilet paper, tissue paper, or your mom's white dupatta or a scarf, anything white. Anything white. Now, what do? See, now this was a harsh light. It doesn't look nice on my face. Now, what do? I'm gonna cover the light source with the tissue paper. Now see the light. Is it better? Is it better? Let me see the chat box. Let me see the chat box is saying. Is it better? Yes. Oh my God, so many yes. Yes, it is better. So now this is called soft light. So in photography, there are two kinds of light. So next time, if you want to take a picture of your family members or anybody who's favorite to you, use soft light. How do you soft the light? It can be any light source. So like if you say that, ma'am, I don't have a light. I have the sunlight coming from my window. How do I make it soft? How do I make it soft? I would say close the curtains. So what the curtains do, curtains create something very similar. They create a soft box in your house. That's why whenever you take a picture on close to the window and you close your curtains, the soft light come on your face. So remember one thing, whenever you want to take a picture of a person or a family members, make sure that the picture that you are taking of is always facing the light. See, if you are taking my picture, the light should be like this. If I'm taking your picture, the light should be like towards you. So always the photographer stands behind the light. So I always stand behind the light because I have to put the light on my subject and I stand behind the light. So remember, in photography, the most important thing, knowing where to stand. As a photographer, if you don't know where to stand and you're blocking the light, your subjects will be dark. So make sure that where you're standing is important and the light should always fall on your subject. Now we spoke about the light. So everybody knows harsh light, soft light. Now coming back to the lecture. Now, this is a basic setup in the house. If you want to take a picture of your gadget, if you have a beautiful car, if you have a Lego, if you have anything of your prized possession, it can be your donut. Like if you love donuts, my children love donuts, and you want to take a picture of a donut, what do? You place a setup like this next to the window. Now, in this picture, can you see the light is coming from the window? And there's one more thing. Can you notice in the window? What is hanged in the window? Let me see the chat box. How many of you are smart? Aha, Sri Bala Sham 10. Kudos. The paper, he says. Yashasvi says yes. Yashasvi, why yes? Paper curtain, very nice. A paper curtain, exactly. Why there is a paper? Why there is a paper? Now stop typing. My God, children. I think you are so fast in typing. Why there is a paper? What we are doing in this picture? Are we making the light harsh or soft? Type now, my young photographers. Aha, Hania Bunawala says soft, exactly. Samita says LO, my LOL, my God, Samita, why? LOL, soft, exactly soft. So now you understand, whenever you want to make the light soft, you put a white curtain or get your anything white in your house. It can be your mom dupattas, it can be your mom scarf. Don't torture your mom, ask her permission and then use her clothes. Please don't do that. You always take moms for granted. Take their permission before asking anything from them. Yeah, you can spoil your father's wardrobe. I don't care about fathers, but then yeah, mom should be treated with some love and respect. P.S. I'm a mom, that's why. So that's the setup, children. So can you see in this picture? What they are doing is they're taking the picture of the product, but then they are covering everything with white. Now tell me why. Everyone, tell me why. In your understanding, it can be a wrong answer. Trust me, in photography, there is no wrong and right answer. Okay, so it's paper to better the light. Yes, Sri Bala, to better the light, to make the lot soft. Dad's a great photographer. He has won all India. All right, Sehani, I think your dad is superb. My God. I was just kidding about the mom part. The quality, absolutely. I think I read an answer from, I think, yeah, it was to make the light reflect back. Now, let me show you how it works. You're saying it, let me show you. Now, see, I have a simple book here. It's a simple book. Now, what I'm going to do is, am I spotlighted? All right, I am spotlighted. Perfect. So now see, this is the light source. And this is my any book. It can be any book. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to place the book, the paper, the light source on the book. Can you see my face is lighting up? See, even if the light is not on me, it's on the paper. But then what is happening, children, is the light is bouncing back on my face. See? So now this is what a softbox is all about in photography. I'm sure you must have seen big umbrellas in your studio whenever you go for a passport size picture. So there are two umbrellas pointing at you. Is it raining inside the studio? No, there is not. Why the umbrellas? Umbrellas are the soft box. They are like the cloth. So what they do is, in the harsh light, they cover the harsh light with a soft box. And that is umbrella. And we are smart photographers and we believe in not spending anything. What we do, we're going to cover it with tissue box. We can cover it with a white dupatta. We can cover it with a butter paper. Anything white will soft your light. Remember that. Important part in photography. My God. Yashashvi, send me a Y and 1,000 S to say a yes. Yashashvi, I believe you. I think yeah, it is really strong. It is a strong yes for me. So now moving on. Give me a second. So this is how you take a picture. Now coming back to the most important topic, that is low light photography. Low light photography. What do you mean by low light photography? Where there is an element of shadow and light, like the pictures here. These are low light photographies. That's the beauty of light. When you play with light, masterpieces happen. So don't have a notion that a bright lit picture is photography. No, photography is creative. Photography is exactly like art, what we saw a few minutes ago when people started doing annotation. Photography is crazy. It is creative. There is no limit to it. Same as an artist. Photographer is also an artist who paints his picture with light. So these are the best examples of low light photography. Low light photography is a very powerful medium of expression. So now everyone, let me open my chat box and see. What is the first impression that you get when you see this picture? I'm sure everybody will look into it in a different manner. So now let me see. What do you think? She's sad. All right, sad. Yes, spooky. I like spooky. Even I felt it's spooky. It is dark, light, nobody worried, sad. My God, she's angry. Okay, somebody says creepy. Yeah, she's creepy. Amazing. Children, my God. See, can you imagine one picture has so much of impact on you that you felt the emotion of the picture? That means the photographer in this picture has done his job amazingly. That means you understood that this picture is about sadness, it's about being worried, it can be about pride, a lot of emotions in one picture with just one spotlight. And that is the beauty of low light photography. She's gone crazy. I hope not. I hope not. She's not. Dark side of a person. Mokshit, very nice. I think talking like a artist. It is a dark side of a person. Yes, it is. What does light does to a picture? It creates masterpieces. It starts telling stories. Whenever you want to tell a story or an emotion or an expression, or you want to communicate your thoughts, use low light photography to do that. It actually impacts your viewer. See, like it is doing to everybody. Everybody start imagining the emotion the picture had. Nobody spoke about anything about that picture. I just showed you one picture. Can you imagine the impact it all had on you? And that's the power of photograph. It can actually make you think. It can make you mad. It can make you worried. It can make you love somebody. It can make you change a thought process. It is a powerful medium in the world. So low light photographies are, these are the examples of low light photography. So I would like you to challenge yourself after this workshop in covering up low light photography. You can always upload your pictures. I will be sharing our Instagram page. You can always tag us there, or you can always go and upload in the wellness website. So what is something that I would like you to try that in your house. Low light photographies have different perspective and different meaning. Now this is a movie scene. Now tell me, in this movie scene, who's the most important man in the scene? So one who is standing or sitting? Now type that in the chat box. The sitting, the listener. Exactly. Why do you think that? Because the light falling on him is such a way that you feel he is important. So that means light is so important in movie making also. So think about it. All your Avengers, negative characters always have a play of light. Thanos is never bright. When Thanos come in the picture, the picture becomes dark. Why? Because he is a dark character. How does a photographer or a filmmaker says that this person has a dark side? Because the light, and it is more about the light falling on the subject, like in this picture. He's the hero of the picture, but then you still feel that he has a negative character because of the way the light is falling on him. Exactly. Sitting person has more focus, and when the light falls on him, you automatically feel that he is of important stature. And that's what light does, children. Without even speaking a word or playing a movie scene, you are noticing that this is an important person to look at. And that's how light determines your photographs. Let me show you a few more examples, and then we start into rules of photography. These are all low light photographs. So low light photograph means, children, where there is a play of light. There is a dark and a light shadows. There's a close-up picture of a hand. It's a black and white low light picture. This is a black and white low light picture. This is a black and white low light portrait. And this is a picture of my son that I took. So what I'm doing right now during pandemic, I'm trying to make a series of pictures in my house. Something that you guys can incorporate, something that you care about. Start taking pictures of them. It can be your grandparents, your parents, your cat or your dog, anybody who is important in your life. Start documenting their life. I do the same thing. I take pictures of my family members whom I love, and I take pictures without their permission. The only people I take without their permission is my family. Other than that, I always take their permission. Remember that. It's a rule number 1. Etiquettes of being a good photographer. You always take people's permission before taking a picture. My family knows I'm a photographer and I'm a crazy one, so they don't bother. But then you have to take people's permission. And this is what I'm doing in the house. It's a low light portrait series that I'm trying to start capturing. Where light makes an image seem bright and cheerful, shadows can be convert strong motion. Karthik, bingo, perfectly versed and said. This is how what happens in photography. Very true. Karthik said, while light makes an image seem bright and cheerful, shadows can be used to convey strong emotions, particularly in portrait photography. Very true. You're sounding like a photographer. This is a photograph of my friend. It's a black and white series, a low light series that I shot. This is a motion blur shot. And this is my travel series. So all low light photography picture, children, they make an impact. They start telling you a story, and a story that people wants to listen. Now, this is not a low light photography. Can you imagine the depth of a picture that happens? It changes your mood. It changes your focus. Photographs can actually use to take the pictures of people in their environment. Now, moving on to rules of photography. Now, everyone, I'm sure you have an iPad or an iPhone or a camera. Doesn't matter what you have, all right? So whenever you want to take a picture, if you have a phone, if you have a camera, doesn't matter. Most important thing is whenever you're taking a picture, you always hold the camera horizontally. So you always hold the camera horizontal and then you take a picture. So if you have an iPad or a phone, you always take it horizontal. All right. Try taking it vertically. Try avoiding to take it vertically. Always try to take a horizontal shot because that's how the pictures have more story in your frame. Once you're taking a picture, the most important part is the rules of photography that you need to understand whenever you're taking a picture. The first rule of photography, rules of third. Remember this, rules of third. Urvi and Akshata, am I missing any important questions during the chat? If there is, you can always interrupt me in between.
No, you're not.
All right. So now rules of third. Now, what do you mean by rule of thirds? Now, rule of thirds means, I'm sure you must have seen in your phone also, there is a grid lines. Have you seen there's always a camera has a grid lines? Let me show you. I think my camera would have a grid line. Now see if I can show you. My camera has a grid lines. See, my camera has a grid line. Now grid lines are rules of third. Now what are rule of thirds?
Ma'am, could you please
Ma'am, you
unmute?
are muted. Ma'am, you are muted.
You need to unmute yourself.
I think, yeah, now I can.
Oh, good.
All right, perfect. So did you hear me explaining about rule of thirds? When did I got muted? I think, okay. So now rule of thirds, children, is when you have a frame means the picture that you're taking from a camera. So whenever you look into your camera, so whenever you see, if this is my camera, So my frame is when I'm looking from my camera. That is my frame, because what I see through the camera is my frame. So if I'm using a DSLR, so when I'm looking from my camera, that is my frame. If you are using your phone, so whatever you're looking from your camera is your frame. So what you do is you divide your frame horizontally and vertically. So wherever the lines intersect, they say place your subject there. Like in this scene, they have placed the most two important people where the lines are intersecting. But then if you don't have two subjects and you have one subject, example, like this is my cat Oscar, and I took Oscar with rule of third. So what is rule of third? Like right now, if I'm sitting like this, I will tell you what is rule of third. I come here. This is rule of third. See, I'm actually where the lines are intersecting, or I can come this side of my frame. This is rule of third. So whenever they say divide your frame in an imaginary line and place your subject where the lines intersect, that is rule of thirds. You know why? Because, aha, Datta, you're my student. I know you're a good photographer. You are showing me a picture. More example in landscape photography. If you are a landscape photographer, see where the tree is placed. The tree is placed where the lines are intersecting. And then you have a very good negative space in the picture, the blankness in the picture. And then they say the blankness in the pictures are the way of getting more impact on your subject, like a year. Here, because of the blank space, Oscar is seen first. And that's what photographers use rule of third to make an impact on their photograph. Like in this picture, like in this picture. This is the person from Kenya, Maasai tribe. And you will notice that the rule of third makes him look more stronger. And the first thing that you see is the person. So rule of third means you divide your line, your frame in two imaginary lines, horizontal and vertical. Where the line intersect, you place your subject there. That is rule of thirds. Now, second rule, what is leading lines? Now, leading lines, as the name says it, it is the line that leads you in the picture. All the picture has an anchor. They always have an anchor point. And the photographers drives you to see that subject, like the burger picture or your M&M's picture. They all have leading lines, you know, because the first thing that you see is the product. So leading lines is a very strong way of taking you inside the picture. Like in this picture, the carpet is the leading line. Why? Because it's taking us to see the subject, that yes, she's walking towards she's going away from the camera. Like in this scene. Okay, now tell me, how many of you know this scene? Let me see the chat box. How many of you know this scene? Let me see how many of you are. No? All right. Anybody remember this scene? It's a bike race for sure. Dark Knight. Amazing. Who said Dark Knight? Let me go back and see Dark Knight. Rehan Ibrahim Khan. Yes, this is Dark Knight. This is the Batman movie. And Dark Knight movie, can you see the filmmaker also used leading lines to see this picture, to frame this shot. So leading line means.
Zoom lesson about photography.
Can I have the person muted?
Done.
So everyone, the leading lines are the perspective that takes you inside the frame. That is leading lines. It doesn't have to be a physical leading line. It can be an illusion of leading line. Like here, the road looks like a leading line taking you in the bike chase. Like in this picture, the horizontal leading line is taking you to the subject. So leading line is a very strong way of showing a person or showing your subject that you want to see, you want to make your audience look at. Like in this picture, the railings are used as a leading lines to look at the subject. So Monisha says, I don't know. All right. Okay. I don't. Okay. That I don't know for dark night. No worries. Now in this picture, everybody now tell me how many of your leading lines are there? Type it in the chat box. Let me see how many photographers are in the same level. Let me go on there, everyone, and see. So how many leading lines are there in this picture? Let me see. Okay, 2 leading lines. Akshara says 4. Man who's walking. Perfect. 5. My God. Pro. Don't give me the number of leading lines, lazy children. Tell me what is a leading line. It is a railing or a light or a road. 4, ma'am. All right. It's a railing. Perfect. Road, fence. Yes, this is also a low light photography. A road, very nice. Sidewalk, footpath, railing, and amazing. That's what is there in this picture. There are many leading lines that is taking you inside the frame.
Ma'am,
Like,
we have a
yeah,
question.
tell me.
Yeah, so we have a question from Parush. If I
Okay,
would have an object and I would have a floor, would it be a leading line?
absolutely. It would be a leading line. Let me see if I have an app. Something like this. Then the floor can be a leading line, and you place your subject in such a manner that the floor becomes a leading line. Anything that is taking you to your subject is a leading line. It can be your arm, it can be the side of your bed, any illusion that is taking you inside the frame. So you can use floor as a leading line. You have an object, you have a floor, and you shoot it in that way that you get the floor as a leading line. All right. So now let me show you more examples of leading line. This is also a beautiful example of how the railing, the roadside is used as a leading line to take a good landscape picture.
We have another
No.
question.
Yes?
Whether it is told whether all leading lines can only go straight.
No, no, not at all. I'm sure. I think this line, what I'm showing you right now, is it straight? It's not. It is curved. So leading lines are not straight. They are a strong lines that is taking you inside the frame. It can be curved, it can be diagonal, it can be horizontal, it can be vertical. So it can be any size or I think shape. It doesn't have to be a very straight line. So it can see right now in this picture, it is a curve. It is the curvature of the road that is a leading line. Datta want to be my friend? Yeah, I think he can be your friend, Arit.
We have a question. Do all images have leading lines?
Not really. Not all images have leading line. Like, give an example, like this picture, it doesn't have a leading line. So it is a perspective of a photographer, children, to get that perspective in your frame. So it is what any picture can have any rules, depending upon what a photographer wants to portray. That is the most important part. So now coming back to frame in a frame. Now, what do you mean by frame in a frame? A frame in a frame means you already have the frame of your photograph, like the one I'm looking at. And then I have another frame in my picture, like this. Like on the left, it is the window, and on the right, it is a circular window. Let me show you more example, like this. The picture taken from one of the railings of the garden or of the park. So that is a frame in a frame where the picture becomes little more interesting, because sometimes it's the same thing. It becomes very boring. Like if you want to have audiences to look at your picture, you want to be different. So with the rules of photography, you can be different. Like in this picture. So the frame in a frame means you take something, you take the frame of your photograph, and then you frame it inside anything that is available to you. It can be a door, it can be a window, it can be an opening like this. So that is a frame in a frame perspective. All right, we have a question. Why is photography important? Urvi says, my God, why photography is important? You know what? Give me 5 minutes. I'll answer that, because before I cry, photography. So important, children. But then let me finish this and I'm going to answer that question right away for you. So after the frame in the frame, we have patterns and repetition. Now, what is pattern photography? Let me show you. Now, this is a pattern photography where you take close-up of anything that has a pattern in it. Right now, this is a leaf. This is a ropes. So you can find patterns anywhere, everywhere. So taking a picture of a pattern is also photography. It's one genre of photography that you can start shooting right away. If you don't want to challenge yourself going and shooting portraits, I would recommend low light photography, and then you challenge yourself with understood. So this with the ropes, and this is the close-up of the ropes. Let me show you more patterns. Now tell me, what is this pattern available? Have you seen this pattern ever? Type that in the chat box, children. Yes, it's a zebra. So can you imagine nature has patterns? Nature has so many patterns. This pattern, cheetah. Cheetah. You have patterns on peacock. There are patterns everywhere. If you start looking at it, there's pattern in your curtains, in your bed sheets, in your mom dress, in your dress. There's patterns everywhere. So when you shoot them close up, that's pattern photography. And then we come to symmetry. Now, what do you mean by symmetry? As the picture says, it's a picture that you can divide in half and it is equal on the either side. It's a balanced picture like this. So this is a symmetry picture. Let me show you more symmetry picture. Yes, symmetry means it can be half and equal. This is pattern and symmetry as well. So trust me, children, you can have two, three rules of photography in one picture. There is no hard and fast rule that you need to have only one rule in one picture. No, you can have 2-3 rules in your picture to make your picture strong and impactful. This is kiwi, by the way. Can you imagine? Nature has so many beautiful patterns to look about it. Ma'am, can any do photography? Yes, anyone can do photography. Who has a camera can be a photographer. But then before that, you should know the rules of photography when you start. Now, figure to ground. A figure to ground is actually a very smart way of taking a picture. So next time when you want to take a picture and see, like I am wearing a black jacket, I'm actually sitting across a white background. This is called figure to ground. I am dark and this is a white. So if I was wearing white, I will use a dark background like in the other picture. So that is a figure to ground, you can say a rule in photography. So that means whenever you want to take a picture of someone who's wearing a light color dress, so you find a background which is dark so that you can actually get your subject stand out. Okay, it's not compulsory to have a rule of photography, children, but then at the end of the day, the rules of photography are meant for us to make a more impactful picture. That is the most important rule of photography, so that a picture becomes different and people look into a picture. Fill the frame. Fill the frame is nothing but the close-up photography. That means, see, if I have to take a picture of, okay, if I take a picture of my mouse, okay, AirPods. Now, if I take a picture like this, you will say what the ma'am is want to show. But then if I take a picture like this, you will know, okay, it is a yellow color AirPods. So that is what fill the frame means. That whenever you want to take a picture of any subject or a product, you go close to the subject. Yes, Shribala, very nice, very true. Are all patterns symmetrical? No, Soham. You can have there can be times that symmetrical and patterns are together, like in peacock. It is symmetrical, and in pattern, like any other structure in the nature, all the birds have the wings in patterns and symmetry. So it differs, children. It differs. Now, the most important part, I think somebody asked, is photography important? How are you documenting your life? How are you documenting anything in this world? How are you saying that, yes, I did it. Yes, I became the first in bungee jumping. Or yes, my mom made an amazing cake. How are you documenting our life? we are actually documenting our life with a photograph or a video, right? What are those? That's photography, children. So that means we live our life with photographs. I'm sure all of you love to see your childhood pictures, right? Whenever you see a childhood picture, you smile. You start imagining that I was loved by my parents. Can you imagine the power of the picture? Just a small picture of you sitting in your mom's lap, you automatically understand that, oh my God, my mom was so beautiful and she loved me. Or my father was so handsome and he loved me. And this is what the power of photography is, children. It makes you realize what has happened, and it gives you the power to document at what's happening now. Photography is living in the moment. You capture life when it's happening right now. And if you don't document life today, how would it you show it to your future? So I feel as a photographers, it is our job to show everyone what our life is all about by sharing and caring. And that's the most important thing in photography, children. I think Urvi or Akshita, can you tell me, am I done with my time? Or do I have any few more minutes? If you can tell me that. Yes, Kevin. Everybody loves their childhood pictures. Everybody does. Me too.
Well, we have
You
a
can't
question.
Yeah.
What is the maximum number of leading lines you can have in a picture?
Well, depending upon your frame. Like if I have if I'm taking a picture from the top, and I have roadway pictures. Now roadway will have many leading lines. So it depends upon the frame, children. So it can be many. I would not say that there's only one leading line. Who says that? No, it can have many leading lines. The most important part is that what you want to show is shown with the help of leading lines. That is the most important part. The rules of photography, children, are there to help you to capture an amazing picture. They are not important as your vision. Your vision is more important than the rules of photography, because photographer is more important, because he's the one who's dreaming about the shot. So remember, first you need to be aware of what you want to take, and then you go and take a picture with the help of rules of photography. What is the minimum number of leading lines? One, Muhammad Aman. My God, one leading line. There should be a main leading line. Absolutely, there should be a main leading line. When did color photo adapt in the world? My God, Ridhya. I think it's way long back. If you want, I would have got that presentation of telling you when the photography evolved. What is the problem? What is the problem in taking pictures vertical? Hania, there's no problem in taking pictures vertical, but then yeah, let me give you a quick, I would say, a quick tip on when you take a vertical and a horizontal picture. All right. So now, if I have a subject or a scene which is vertically strong, like a tree or Burj Khalifa, I cannot take Burj Khalifa horizontal, right? Because Burj Khalifa is vertically strong. So I will only take a picture vertical when the picture is strong. Remember this word, strong vertically. But then if the picture is strong horizontally, why you want to tilt your camera? That's why. Is video type? Absolutely, Shamit. Video is a type of photography. In fact, you become photographer first, and then you become videographer, and then you become filmmakers. It all starts with photography.
We have a question. How do you take a picture of a page in a book without shadow falling on the page?
How to take a picture of the page? Okay.
If you're like taking it with the camera, how can we make sure the shadow of the camera does not fall on it?
Yeah, then you have to make sure that whenever, okay, so now if I'm taking a photograph from the window, I have a window light coming on. All right, automatically by the law of nature, if I stand across the window, my shadow will fall on the front. All right. So as a photographer, I need to be aware of where my shadow is falling. You need to avoid that place. As simple as that. So I have what I'll do is I'll start moving and find a place where my shadow doesn't fall on the page. It's simple. It is more about, that's what I'm saying. Photography is the most important thing is knowing where to stand. If you figure that out, and trust me, your children, you will take some time to figure that out. Everybody does. But then if you start being aware of these things, it will help you become a good photographer. Awareness, children, is the word. Awareness. Be aware of everything around you. One thing photography teaches you is awareness. How would you not miss a moment if you don't see it? There could be a fireworks in Burj Khalifa and you're looking somewhere else. Right? Awareness. Be observant. Can a picture
We have a
contain all?
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you continue.
No, I was just reading a question. Tell me.
Okay. Is taking a slanting or tilted picture a good idea?
Depend upon the scene. It is a good idea. I do that all the time. If I want to be little different, because slanting is diagonal, it is a tilted angle, and in filmmaking, it's called Dutch angle. So it's called Dutch angle. So Dutch angle means where the camera is slightly tilted. And normally the filmmakers use Dutch angle to create some tension in the frame. So you can definitely. Why not? Be experimental, children. You have to be experimental. You have to kind of try everything, everything that is coming in your head. How do I do a low light photography, Manya? What you can do is you can find a place where there is a play of light happening. I'm sure there would be a corners in your house where there is less light, and then you can actually create that corner for low light photography. Depends upon the place in your house. How do not take fill the frame picture without showing your hand? Yes, you can. You don't have to shoot your hand. Animated photography is different genre. I would say start with reality, children. Start becoming photographers which are capturing what's happening around you. Animation will definitely come. You will definitely, it's a second step where you want to be more creative. But I feel as a photographer, I think you should start with what's happening around you. Start documenting what is happening around you. That's how you become a good photographer. Awareness of your surroundings. When did photography start? You know what, when photography started? Photography actually started with, I would say, photography is derived from painting, children. So when I think during the Renaissance period, where the 3D pictures came into picture. Earlier, if you see paintings were 1D, right? They didn't have any dimension. I think after Renaissance period, when the 3D pictures started coming, and I'm sure, I think the oldest pictures around in 1900s or something, where the camera took, I think, more than 5 or 6 hours to take a picture, because the camera shutter was so it took so much long time to kind of take a picture that what happens was the people moving in the pictures were blurred out. I think I could find that picture. I wish I would have. I think if I didn't know pictures, questions were like this were asked, I would have shown you the picture. How do you take photos like superhero portraits? Good question. That is I think this is something that you need to give a feedback to the team, and we can have a special class for taking best portrait photography. It's actually a skill that you would learn in second level.
We have a question. How
Yeah?
do you achieve sharp focus?
How do you achieve sharp focus? You have to focus correctly on your subject, because if you are a phone photographer, so I'm sure when you touch your screen, your focus comes clear on that sub part. And if you are a DSLR photographer, so I always half press my shutter. I have pressed my shutter to get a focus correct on the subject. So it depends upon the equipment that you're using. So focus and sharpness depend upon what you have. It can be your iPad or phone or a DSLR. What happens with DSLR is your sharpness and your focus are more correct. You know why? There's a reason to it. Cameras are made for photography. Phones are not. Phones are not made for photography. Phones are made to call, say hi, and then you hang up. But then cameras are made. So if you use, like, it's like using the broom for painting. Why you want to use the broom for painting when you have artistic brush? So that is the difference between the camera phone and the DSLR. I really don't have, all right. So I think the session is back to the facilitators. I think Akshata, would we take over, children? I had an amazing time. God bless you. I hope you had fun. So thank you so much.
Sorry, ma'am, sorry to interrupt. Kids are waiting for some surprise actually to hear
All right.
from you.
Oh, should I announce?
Yes, please.
All right. So children, we have a photography competition happening. So after this workshop, you have some time. I think the dates and everything will be announced by the team. But then we have a photography competition where the best photographer or the best photograph wins a camera. And then we have the second and the third winners, the Nikon goodies. And please, the Nikon goodies, you cannot buy in any store. We don't sell our stuff. So it is a pride possession if it's a jacket or a backpack or a trolley bag. So all the best, everyone. Do one thing, take your time, whatever you have learned today, improvise that in your photography and send your pictures to the team. I think the team will be talking about how to enroll for the competition. So over back to you, Parvati.
Thank you, Chitra ma'am, for this wonderful session. It was an amazing experience for me. I'm sure it's the same for the participants as well. Also, we are really thankful to you for giving us this amazing opportunity for our participants to showcase their photography skills. Now, let's join Urvi for more information about this photography contest.
So Miss Chitra gave us a brief intro about the photography contest, right? I'm going to tell you the guidelines. Now, first, I'm going to tell you about the prizes. The first prize gets you a Nikon Coolpix camera. The second prize is a Nikon backpack. And the third prize is Nikon goodies. That's really fun, right? So the guidelines are as follows. Your entries have to be posted on your Facebook page with the tagline #Heartfulness Nikon Contest. You have to mention your full name, age, and country. You can send up to 5 entries, okay? And it should be on or before 12th July, 10 p.m. UAE time. The results will be announced on 24th July in the Heartfulness Meena Children's Center Facebook page. Any queries or doubts, you can contact us at the shareandcarehfnmeena@gmail.com. The mail address is on the screen.
Urvi, can we just mention that this contest is open for children in the age group of 6 to 12?
Yes. Okay, so like Savita Aunty said, the contest is open for children of ages 6 to 12. And I hope you guys have taken a screenshot or noted the email down somewhere, because now we're going to move on to our Menti team.
Hello everybody, my name is Anagha. I'm sure you all are excited about the quiz competition. Now, I am sure that all of you have enjoyed our photography session, and from now on, clicking photos will be a hobby. Hope you guys have an extra device ready, because now we are going to do Menti. If you do not have an extra device, you can also use the same device or type your answers in the chat.
Hello everyone, my name is Akshita, and so the code is 20307708. I repeat, the code is 20307708. Or you can also scan the QR code that is seen on your screen. The code and the link is below in the chat box. Wow, I see there are people joining in. Let's wait for a few more moments and begin. Okay, so come on guys, join quickly. Okay, I see there are a lot of people joining.
Let's begin, shall we? Here we have our very first question. What is the most important thing in photography? Yes, a lot of people are answering light. Yes, that's the correct answer. In fact, all answers are correct. You can also give answers like creativity. Yes, light is the most important aspect of photography. That's very correct. Shall we go to the second question? Which color reflects light back?
Okay.
Yes, the correct answer is white. Wow, you're all so smart. We thought this question would be tricky, but it's easy for you, it seems. We're getting a lot of answers in the chat box also. White, yes. All of you are correct. Akshita, can you do the next two questions for me, please?
Sure. So let's go to the third question. Identify the picture which is in rule of thirds. We learned that, didn't we? Come on, is it option 1? Is it option 2 or option 3? Okay, so we are getting varied responses. Shall we look at the correct answer? Okay, let's wait for a while. We are getting answers still in. There are answers pouring in the chats. 1, 2, 3. It's fully mixed up, yeah? Okay, I think we can move on to the answer. Let's look at it. The correct answer is option 3 and option 2. So let's go to the next question. Here we have our fourth question. Identify the picture with leading lines. So in this picture too, you can choose more than one answer, and many people tell it's 4. Some of you tell it's 3, 2, 1. It's again very mixed up, yeah? So okay, so there is varied responses in the chat as well. So many answers. Okay, so I think we can go on to the answer. Shall we see the answer? The correct answers are option 1, 4, and 3. All of you are smarty pants. Urvi, do you have more questions to ask us?
Of course I do. So shall we see the next question? Identify the low light pictures. Oh, this is an interesting question. We learned this, didn't we? A lot of you say option 3, some say option 1. Oh, there's nobody saying option 2.
I think they have understood this really well.
Definitely. Can we see the answer? And it's both option 1 and 3. You guys are right. Next question, please. Is the Nikon Z50 a mirror or mirrorless camera? This is a little tricky. I think we had this explained. Some say mirrored, some say mirrorless. Oh, most of you say mirrorless. We still have answers coming in. Okay, let's see the right answer. It's mirrorless. Oh, most of you are right. So this is really nice, everyone. All of you, well, almost all of you got the answers right. This is the end of our Menti session, but don't worry. We have a lot more fun coming up. Now let's check upon what Sahasra is wondering about. Would you like to share it with us too, Sahasra?
Hi everyone, where am I now? Wow, I'm in the space with my spacesuit on. Can you see it? Hi, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed the program till now. You have learned a lot from Chitra ma'am and how to take good photographs with meaningful impact, not just with your camera, but giving life to it. And I'm really hoping that you're ready with your Heartfulness Nikon contest, right? Okay, from my side, I'm here to share some of the moments of wonder with you. So I'd like you to take a peek at these photographs, which are shown in the slide. So I want all of you to take home with you from this evening session the moment of wonder. Have you ever wondered what your planet Earth would look like from the surface of the moon? How many of you are really fascinated by the cosmic world, the cosmos, the moon, and how many of you have aspirations to become an astronaut, explore the galaxy, and get to know the hidden secrets deep within the universe? So, this moment of wonder is for those who are attracted and fascinated by the beauty of universe. All right, look at this photograph again. So guys, do you see yourself standing on the surface of the moon watching the earth rise? You know, like you watch sunrise, especially when you go out on a holiday, you have specific spots where sun is clearly seen, right? Can you see the other side of the photograph? You have the earth rise coming up. So, do you guys see yourself standing on the surface of the moon, watching the earth rise so very close to you? And just imagine for a moment and tell me, what do you want? Do you want to raise your hand and touch the surface? How would your planet Earth feel to you? You're just a few inches away from touching the surface. How would you feel by doing that? Will you really be able to do that? Will that even be possible? Can astronauts do that? Well, have a thought on that. And let me know your feelings that arise in your mind. We would really love to hear it from all of you on the email ID, which is displayed on the screen under the moment of wonder. And it is also given in the chat box. Thank you. And now we have Anaga and Bhavya for the feedback.
Hi, I'm Bhavya.
And I am Anagha.
I really enjoyed today's session because I love photography.
Me too. And now it's time to get your feedback on it.
Today, we'll be doing feedback in Padlet. The link has already been sent in the chat box.
We will be asking some questions. And for those who are using Padlet for the first time, please click on the link in the chat box. It will take you to a web page and you can see a plus sign on the bottom right corner. Click the plus sign and a chat box will open up. Enter your name in the title and type the feedback under it.
If you're not able to access the Padlet, then you can also give your feedback through chat.
Now, before going to the formal feedback question, I would like to know, which is your favorite photo of yourself? It could be anything like your birthday photos, family photo, or vacation pictures. You can also describe your favorite picture if you want.
Come on, tell me about your favorite photo of yourself. Start typing. You can also answer in the chat box if you're not able to access the Padlet. I could see many saying their childhood pictures, vacation. What do you say about that, Anaga?
That's great. I can also see some people describing their pictures. And that's very nice to see. Now let's move on to the questions.
Which was your favorite part of the session?
Come on, guys, answers.
Well, they said the session was totally amazing and they enjoyed the whole session.
Some are also saying Menti and photography.
We had a
Wow.
great Menti questions today though.
And I'm sure that you all are pros at clicking photos by now.
Let's move on to the next question.
How many of you wish to become a photographer?
If you wish to become a photographer, then what kind? There are so many, like fashion photography, wildlife photography, sports. What would you wish?
Wow, I can see answers in the chat box saying me. Wildlife
Photographer. Wow, we could see so many animals, nature. That's so nice.
Oh, somebody wants to be a fashion photographer.
They have become very passionate about photography now.
Yes, it's very nice to see.
Yes. In the Padlet also, so many says they want to become a fashion photographers. That's very nice of them. So let's move on to the final question.
Yes. And now for the final question. What did you learn from this session?
They said that they learned photography and taking pictures and rules. Wow.
That's great.
Now let's welcome Monica for sneak peek. Hello everyone. Hope you guys like this session. Before we go for visual relaxation, I would like to ask whether you have any guesses about our next session. Okay. Yes, we are having yoga. Are you all excited? Okay, I can see here so many yeses. Roll your yoga mats with your water bottles and a small towel. You will be getting your Zoom link soon. I would like to remind you all that our link for registration for summer camp is still open. If any of your friends have missed the session and wants to join us, our doors are still open. Join us tomorrow, 7th July, Wednesday, 5 p.m. UAE and 6:30 p.m. IST for exciting yoga session. And now let us join Krish for visual relaxation.
Hey everyone, I'm Krish and you and I are going on a journey together. A journey that will be soothing and relaxing, a journey like none that you have ever gone on before. I will be guiding you on this journey, helping you clear your mind, become calm and become aware and feel relaxed. Let's sit comfortably and close our eyes. Let's imagine a big fluffy cloud floating above you. You watch it slowly come down and settle beside you. You climb onto this soft, fluffy white cloud. You are floating on it. This safe cloud. It's slowly rising and taking you with it. You watch the walls and ceiling around you disappear as you float up above into the sunny sky. You allow yourself to be embraced within the softness and silkiness around you. The tips of your fingers glide across the surface as if making a music of their own. The touch is cool, moist, and soft. The sky above is filled with the same glorious white fluffy clouds. You wonder, is this where the angels live? And why can you not see them anywhere? The clouds that were high above you are much closer now. You reach and remember the feel and the sweet taste of that candy floss. Oh, but this is much more nicer, more soothing, relaxing. You immerse yourself in this feeling. You are rising higher and higher. You don't want this journey to end. You start to feel the mist on your cheeks. Suddenly, the clouds open up. In this place of mist, you feel the warmth of the sun on your cheeks, like the warmth of your mother's hands as she wills you to sleep through the soft touch of her hands. You suddenly feel as if the angels are carrying you around in this cloud mattress with you on it, and gently you are lowered onto a very soft patch of green grass somewhere below. The air around you feels cooler, but you are still embraced in the softness of that cloud. Slowly, a sound of music reaches your ears, and you realize it is the angels waving you by, wrapped in their cloak that they had shared with you. You wave them by and slowly become aware of your surroundings. You recognize my voice, turn onto your back, and gently wiggle your toes and fingers. What a beautiful journey we have shared together. From the toes, you slowly feel the energy from Mother Earth moving up your body, relaxing part by part your legs, back, abdomen, chest, and shoulders. Your arms are feeling relaxed. Feel all your muscles relax. Your entire face is relaxed right up to the top of your head. Now imagine that a soft, light shower of peace is passing through and over your body from head to toe, helping you feel peaceful and calm. Lastly, bring your attention to your mind. Allow your mind to be calm. Now move your attention to your heart. Relax into your heart. Now just remain there, feeling safe and loved for a couple of moments. slowly, you are going to become aware of my voice again. This place you have just experienced inside your heart is as real as you are. It is always there, always available, no matter what is going on around you. You can open your eyes gently with a smile whenever you feel comfortable. See you all tomorrow for an exciting yoga session with Bhushan sir at 5 p.m. Dubai time and 6:30 p.m. IST. And a reminder of the contest. First prize is Nikon Coolpix camera, second prize is Nikon backpack, and third prize is Nikon goodies. Don't forget,